And now we have to talk about the fact that Representative Ilhan Omar has been removed from the Foreign Intelligence Committee. So NPR reported this afternoon that House Republicans voted to remove Minnesota Democratic Representative Ilhan Omar from the Foreign Affairs Committee, citing past controversial comments she made about Israel and concerns over her objectivity. Until the last couple of days, it appeared that McCarthy did not have the votes to carry out this action. But the vote today was 218 to 211 along strict party lines. The resolution stated that, quote, Omar has disqualified herself from serving on the Committee of Foreign Affairs, a panel that is viewed by nations around the world as speaking for Congress on matters of international importance and national security. Representative Max Miller of Ohio, who is one of 2 Jewish Republicans in the House, said in a statement that Omar, quote, cannot be objective decision maker on Foreign Affairs Committee given her biases against Israel and against the Jewish people. Omar, who herself has faced anti-Muslim bigotry since taking office, told reporters last week that the move to remove her from the committee was purely partisan. In an emotional speech on the House floor, Omar said that she is being targeted for her identity as a Muslim immigrant from Africa. Quote, is anyone surprised that I am somehow deemed unworthy to speak about American foreign policy, or that they see me as a powerful voice that needs to be silenced? But I did not come to Congress to be silent, stated. We got to talk about this a little bit though, because there has been controversial statements that Ilhan Omar has said, and we have to be fair about what those were. She has, on all accounts, for the ones that were like a little, that's a little bad, maybe even more than a little bad, has apologized and addressed those issues, made amends with Jewish colleagues or what have you, right? There's been a whole swath of these things done. By that, I mean, there's been like 2 or 3 really cringy ones that were like maybe made me even scratch my head. I'm like, what are you doing? But really what it boils down to is that Ilhan Omar is not a staunch supporter of Israel. And she supports people that are engaged in things like BDS or boycott and divest and sanction movements because of what Israel does to Palestinians. But we're going to have to talk about some of those controversial comments. So I'm going to go ahead and pull some of those up. So yeah, in 2021, a group of Jewish House Democrats condemned controversial comments made on Twitter by Ilhan Omar. This is a quote from her. On Monday, I asked Secretary of State Anthony Blinken about ongoing international criminal court investigations. Omar said in a statement, to be clear, the conversation was about accountability for specific incidences regarding those ICC cases, not a moral comparison between Hamas and the Taliban and the U.S. and Israel. Was that her, Nikki? I'm not sure if that was her. I thought that was Talib. No way in saying that the U.S. is comparable to those directly or the same level. This was the comments that she was partly censured for by Democrats for anti-Semitism comments. Oh, no, it was the mind control. Yeah, in 2019, Ilhan Omar she didn't say Jews, though. That was the thing. She said Israel. 2012. Yeah, she tweeted all about the Benjamins, baby. Yeah, she did say that. Either way, she made a comment about like Israel's hypnotized the world about its atrocities it's committed against Palestinian people. There was also the one about the all about the Benjamins when they asked about why AIPAC has such influence over Congress, etc., etc., etc. There was like, that's 2 of them. There's 2 of the bigger ones, the ones that are a little more like, ooh, you shouldn't have said that. But by and large, it's because she takes a hard stance against what Israel does in the occupied territories, as well as the West Bank and the Gaza Strip, because of how Israel treats Palestinians. We would not accept this kind of treatment by other countries against other peoples. We would be condemning it well throughout this. And the fact is that we don't. And the reason we don't isn't because of like a giant Jewish conspiracy like some right-wingers want to talk about. It's because of Christian Zionism. Because of the things that are engaged in Christian Zionism. They believe that Israel should go, all of Israel, all of biblical Israel, all the land of Judea, should go back to the Jews. Because without it, they cannot summon Jesus. Jesus cannot come back without Judea being controlled by Jews. So that's a big component of it. Another component of it is that the United States views Israel as a close ally due to kinship from people, because there is people that view Israel as being part of like the Western view of the world, as well as the fact that it is kind of a bulwark against some of the more autocratic governments in the Middle East. And if we can have them focus on Israel, they might not focus on us, and all that kind of stuff. There isn't some giant Jewish conspiracy or anything like that. Various intersecting alliances. Anyways, and that's why it's happening. But that concludes our segment.